Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to present to you and formally introduce Bob, Cas, and Arthur, the Play No Games podcast. It's your favorite podcast where we talk about real life and exchange a few laughs. We sticking to our path. When you find understanding, just know that that will never last. We ain't here to play no games.
What's poppin', you guys?
The world is getting
It's
crazy, and now we know we gotta be
back here again with another installment of the Play No Games Show.
What's up?
If you like what we're doing, like, comment, subscribe. The link is right there. It's easy. I want to help pay my friends. And before we get started, I'm gonna pass it to my friend Tay because he's got something to tell y'all about these donations.
Yes, as usual, you know, we always want people to donate, and we actually have a special wrinkle this time around. Instead of Kaz being our voluntold victim, we now have Daniel.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm back at it after a year, so
Yeah.
let's go.
So he's volunteered himself. If you donate at least $25 to the show, he will take you out on a date in the Portland metro area. Just hit him up.
That's till April 8th, by the way. I'm just letting you all know.
And where can they find you?
In New York City, by the way. That's about to be a future drop.
You on social media though too, right?
Yeah, so I go by DJ Honest, so it's DJ_HNST. I'm over here just a DJ in Portland doing my thing around here. If you haven't heard, Rob gave you a good introduction to me a year ago. And yeah, you can find out about my backstory then.
Yep. So hit him up, donate to the show, and who knows, you might find your Prince Charming.
I'm with it.
Well, bringing us back to the most important part of the show, the highest retention, ranking in 2 and 3. What are y'all playing no games about?
I'm playing no games about these crazy food concoctions. I feel like this has become like my calling in life to put an end to this stuff. I recently saw that 7-Eleven is exploring creating a hot dog flavored seltzer drink. When I say that is disgusting,
fire.
Whoever, bro, whoever thought to make some glizzy juice needs.
Stop calling it that.
No Diddy, no Diddy.
From the East Coast, if you call it glizzy, let's be honest.
No Diddy though, no Diddy.
No Diddy.
Bro, but like, I mean, y'all seen somebody like boil some hot dogs. When have you ever thought like, oh, let me take this leftover juice and like drink it like some cereal juice or milk rather after? Like, come
Cereal
on,
juice?
you know what I'm talking about, bro.
What's cereal juice? What?
Cereal, you know the milk after you pour like some like Fruity Pebbles or like
Yeah,
some.
but that's good though.
No, exactly, that's
Okay.
good.
Or-
That's good. But you wouldn't think to do that with no damn glizzies.
You ever open the hot dog pack? You know, you get the Nathan's hot dogs. You open it. You take the hot dogs out. You got the hot dog water at the bottom of the bag.
You lick that?
No, I don't drink it, but I'm sure there are people
You
that
didn't
are.
seem too convincing with that. No.
No, what?
Pull your neck down just a little bit. I want to see your face.
My mic?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nah.
No, but I do drink pickle juice,
Yeah.
which is like in the realm of that.
Nah, that's like
Funny fact about that too is like I was just told that was a cure for hiccups when I was growing up as a kid. Like, oh, you got the hiccups, drink some pickle juice, and that will just cure your hiccups.
pickle
50-50 on that.
Pickle
one,
juice
by the way.
actually does help some stuff. I don't know if it helped that. Oh, if you got a cramp.
It's good for cramping. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Or mustard. I've heard that.
Yeah.
So, actually, we were talking about this off camera, but we're gonna talk about it right now. So we're gonna have a future competition, and whoever loses, they get a punishment. 3-point contest.
Bro, we got to rephrase that. Punishment sounds crazy.
Punishment.
No, it's a punishment. I think you gotta sit with it. It's a punishment.
Nah.
The loser
A
Can't no-
tease.
gotta drink.
Can't no grown man punish me. I'm sorry.
Now that you keep going down the corridor.
A naughty punishment.
Okay. Anyway, the loser has to drink the glizzy water. So, if you watched it, who do you think is going to win that 3-point contest? Myself, Cartier, Shot, Tay, and then we got Koss.
White lightning.
Don't knock me. I'm a lefty. Man. I'm a street.
Are you gonna come all the way from New York?
I'll come for that shit.
All right,
man.
we got
Okay.
we got
All right,
honest
word,
at this.
word.
We got honest at this. But since I'm talking, I will go with what I'm playing no games about, and what I'm playing no games about is man, it's been a long road. I think I'm out of my fantasy finals. It's not looking good. I really wanted that $300. Super random, but
This is for fantasy basketball.
Fantasy basketball. It's just hard.
You're about to be out.
I'm out. Hard fought season. Got the 10th seed. Made some risky trades. Making my way into the semifinals.
How many players you got? How many people you got in the league?
10 people.
10?
10 people.
Okay, all right, so decent amount.
So so if y'all have some, thoughts and prayers, sparing for me.
Praying on your demise. So
That's my idiot older cousin. If he wins, he's a real villain.
it's my Frank.
Yes,
And
He's a
annoying
real
as-
villain.
He's annoying as fuck. Every day I get up, I have a message in DM from him like, motherfucker, nigga. He's a villain.
I've only heard him laugh a few times, but he was very evil,
Yeah.
super villain type of laugh. So
Who's your season dependent on right now?
It's dependent on the Joker. Happens a couple rest days.
Having
having a couple rest days.
You don't have him on your team then.
I must.
I don't.
Yeah.
They took a night off on some bullshit, but
So who's the best player on your team?
Shay's consistent as fuck. That's what he was
Yeah.
saying in his whole thing. I'm consistent.
Dark-
He's gonna bring
He
that.
His
was
life's
out tonight.
consistent.
Yeah, that NBA tunnel wardrobe not consistent, but my best player was Shea. So, yeah.
Bro, he's like 31. Like he said, he's like 31, 8, and 5 every game.
Okay, and the Joker gives you a triple double every
Or Luka.
or Luka. You got those demons rolling around with these numbers, but I didn't mean for that to be long. Just if y'all have some thoughts and prayers, please. If we can wish some, not bad injuries, but some sicknesses for the week. Make me into the championships. Anyway.
I'm playing no games about. I might be at the end of the road here with good old Netflix.
Oh.
I've been a subscriber since I used to get DVDs in the mail, all the way back there to now today, and I just find myself less and less using the service. The prices keep going up, and competition is better. Like HBO Max now is what I'm mostly on because NBA TNT games are on there. March Madness is on there. I think the movies are better. I think the shows are better. I haven't been on Netflix in a while, and when I am, it's just to watch like the Full Swing documentary or the Drive to Survive documentary. Outside of that stuff, I'm kind of getting done with Netflix and the $20 a month that they're trying to charge me. I don't know. Am I the only one or?
Real question is how you feel about the Hulu and Disney Plus thing about not sharing passwords anymore. Just like
No.
Netflix is not doing.
Yeah, well,
They're locking that shit down so that you can't share it, and a lot of people are getting mad about that because Netflix thing caused a bunch of drama about that too, not sharing passwords in the same account.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that before. I honestly feel like we're getting to a place where I almost think this is worse than how it used to be back in the day, having cable.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I can feel that. Yeah, because you could at least have one set price for the whole house. That's fine. But now it's $15 here, $20 there. Another. If you want ESPN Plus, it's another $20 there. It just keeps adding up and up, and it's is it worth it? I don't know.
Or you call in them favors.
But you won't be able to call in those favors anymore when they stop.
When they
sharing passwords.
when they really really lock down password sharing, it's a wrap.
No. Until they stop me.
I mean, I do it now, but
Yeah.
if somebody's paying probably extra.
We ain't going nowhere.
Well, this is what HBO Max is doing. Because guess what? They're not locking down yet. They're not
yeah.
going nowhere.
That's what
Going
HBO.
nowhere. We can't be stopped now.
Damn. Okay, you're going a little bit
We
too
locked
controversial
up
right now.
tonight.
But
What about you, Mr. Honest?
all right. Well, what I'm playing no games about is just because I'm about to make this big move. I'm hearing the differences between Portland and New York. The biggest thing I've been noticing about is not a really controversial thing because Portland's very polite, but also Portland's very passive aggressive. I've been hearing a lot more lately. And then I'm looking more forward to just the directness of New York. I heard let's just do it and let's just get the fuck done and let's just keep going. Let's just get the job done. Let's just go forward and then we can have fun. Let's just enjoy our life. I'm looking forward to the mecca of music and everything else like that. But the passive aggressiveness of Portland, I can feel a little bit more about that. Or you don't give me the right just give me a straightforward answer when I ask a question. Don't dance around the subject. Don't do these different things. Are you happy for me that like what we're doing, or you're not? What's going on? Just be straightforward. I feel like that's one thing I'm looking forward to the most, is switching forward from like the past. That's not just Portland too. It's Seattle. It's a Northwest thing.
Yeah.
It's been all over the Northwest. It's just passive aggressiveness out here versus just being just straight up. And I'm really looking forward to the straight upness of New York and just being like, all right, what am I doing wrong? Let's just fix this. Let's nip it in the bud. Let's keep going forward. I'm with it.
You about to get a chopped cheese?
Chopped cheese? I mean, shoot. I'm about to do it the Aki way, if anything else.
Oh, the Aki way. Can't forget the Bev.
Can't forget the Bev. Like, I'm with that. I'm for real with that.
Real.
I got a funny story when I was in New York. I was at McDonald's, and the guy in front of me, late night, this guy in front of me was like, this British dude was like, yeah, can I get a Big Mac with no tomato? And the girl working there was like, when the fuck has a Big Mac had a tomato on it? She's like, no, you're just going to get it the way it is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I love that. I love that about New York. It's just like, whatever it comes at, you could take that off later on. Do whatever you need to do, but this is the way it comes with.
So, before we get into topics, we got to have my guy. I know you've been talking about it, but I think you just gotta drop it real quick.
Yeah.
What's going on for you?
I feel like it's like the LeBron James moment of like, I'm gonna take my talents to Southwest. I'm taking my talents to New York. Like the decision moment, like, cause like this is the first time I'm actually kind of going really public. I told everybody else in the close circle, or my like DJ people that like hire me on the regular basis and my close friends. But today I signed the offer letter. I'm moving to New York April 8th. And I'll be there for 2 months, and most likely it will turn into a full-time gig, so I'll most likely be moving there full-time after that. So we'll see how that works out. But yes, for the next 2 months, I'll be in New York City, which will be fun. I'm excited for it all in general. Hope to get some gigs out there. If you are in New York and you're looking for a good DJ, you can hire me. Rob will back me up.
1,000%.
But yes, I got references, so please come through.
That's fire.
That's fire. What I found interesting that you said before we started was, this is going to be your first time in New York too, huh?
Yeah, I'm like getting dropped into the center. I've been in big cities before and everything else like that.
Yeah.
I've been to Mexico City and other things else like that, and walked around and navigating myself through bigger cities. But this is a whole different beast. I mean, New York, I know it's just like, it's a different mentality. It's a different like focus first. Like, I'm getting my job done. I'm really looking forward to that. But like, I'm also looking forward to getting in touch with just the neighborhood that I'm going into. I'm gonna start my my journey out in Soho for the first 2 months, and after Soho, I'm gonna go probably look into Greenwich or Brooklyn and just try to see what else is out there too, and try to find an apartment out there and get in touch with the neighborhood. My favorite thing is just like dropping myself into a place and just seeing the neighborhood bars and the neighborhood like community and see what's up. And like, can I be a part of y'all? And if I feel comfortable around y'all, I'm gonna stick around for a while because I go to gravitate where I feel comfortable. And that's what drove me to Portland from Seattle in the first place. So it had to be another big change a couple years later on down the road. But I'm really excited for this new change of movement.
Awesome.
I'll just say really quick, and then we'll get on to things, is, man, I am super duper happy for you. New York is going to change your life. New York is such a beautiful city. I will say this. Love to visit, couldn't live there. Love to visit, couldn't live
Can
there.
I ask why? Let me ask you why.
Let me tell you why. The prices, when I went there 4 years ago, I was like, this is expensive. And, I still got some connections out there. Connections. And I'll just say, like, this. It's just too much of, like, the cost of living is just not regulated at this time for, like, a transplant. And, your setup is down that. I take that any day of the week. And I think this for me, when it comes to, like, the building, unless you, like, grown up there, it's just, like, really tough unless you have, like, a very, like, solid income. Because, like, some of their apartments that they're asking for is literally that closet. And I said, what? I'm living in that? Alicia Keys steering me wrong. This ain't the lights. This ain't it.
Yeah.
So, but hey, man, I will definitely give you some references, and now I have another reason to come out there.
I know. I mean, it's because it has to be expected, though. Like, I mean, you're paying. That's what they told me too. You're paying like $2,500 to $3,000 for like maybe if you're lucky to get a 1-bedroom, but most likely it's gonna be a studio a month. And that's the biggest thing. It's just basically rent is the biggest expense. yes, drinks and food are a little bit more higher, but it's the culture. It's the mecca of music. It's basically hip hop was invented there. So you have to at least experience and dive yourself into it all. It's going to be fucking sick. I'm excited.
Okay. We have our highest listening audience out there. So great to have an ally.
Hey.
So, who would like to kick it off?
I think my topic probably should be the thing to kick it off, just with everything kind of buzzing on social media about it. Unless you've been living under a rock this past couple days, I'm sure you've heard Sean Diddy Combs' name swirling around your timeline. So, Monday, I think it was about 11 o'clock in the morning when I saw this, TMZ reported that his Los Angeles estate was raided by Homeland Security. Over the last couple months, Diddy's name has been linked to different civil suits and sexual misconduct allegations, including anything but not limited to sex trafficking, sodomy, kidnapping, anything you can name it.
Sleepovers.
Party.
Yes. But here's an interesting wrinkle, though. That same day, later in the afternoon, I believe, a man, I believe his name, give me 1 second. I want to say his name is Brendan Paul. I don't know if you saw that, cause
The Syracuse legend.
Yeah. So his drug mule was a 25-year-old Caucasian man. And I think they picked him up in Miami, if I'm not mistaken. He's been taken into custody, and it's funny, Kaj just mentioned it though. My friend, he has a associate who played on Syracuse with him, and when his name first broke,
that's hilarious.
Yes,
that's hilarious.
I can't say this for certain, but I'm almost certain my friend Lee broke the news about him playing on Syracuse, because then after that, like Complex Sports tweeted out,
That's
and
so
then all these different.
I grew up a Syracuse fan, so that's hilarious that he was involved in. Boeheim's got another case under his head.
and see, that's what people were saying, like, we might need a RICO on Jim Boeheim. But it's just like a lot going on within that whole raid. Justin Combs and Christian Combs were taken outside in handcuffs, and there was a lot of speculation as far as whether Diddy was going to try to flee the country. There was the Love LLC plane that went out overseas. There was no confirmation whether or not Diddy was actually on the flight. He actually doesn't have an arrest warrant out for him at this time, but I think anybody that knows anything, the feds do not get involved with this type of situation unless there's there, and when there's smoke, there's fire. So let me ask y'all this. Do you think he's going to jail?
Guilty. That nigga guilty.
I mean, I stopped playing Diddy as soon as the Cassie allegations came down. I was like, everything's deleted. Like, no, screw it. Like,
I will vouch for that.
I believe in Cassie 110%. I would play Cassie's music. Unfortunately, that's produced by Diddy. It's the same way as how I play Aaliyah's music that's produced by that, because it's their music. It's Aaliyah, it's Cassie, it's all that. Yes, I know it's produced by them.
Okay, so I was gonna ask, because you know how I feel about cancel culture, this type of stuff. So because
it's produced by them, but it's the artists themselves. You can't take away from the integrity of the artist that it is.
Now
the singer and the actual person.
I hear you, and I agree with that. The only thing is that same individual, whether it be Robert, because he couldn't read, apparently his contract situation may be different. He may be different, but with Diddy, he's still benefiting financially from those records, whether it be Mary J. Blige, 112.
Yeah. My favorite thing is doing edits now. So basically, I created an edit from Cassie's "Me and You," which I used Tim's "Me and You," and I put Cassie's vocals on it. So it's not the beat; it's just Cassie's vocals.
Oh, okay.
So Cassie still gets benefits from that, because this is Cassie. People go back to listen to Cassie, not to listen to Diddy, because again, you want to focus more on the artists that actually went through the trauma, but that they're talented as fuck, and you want to give them the praise, and you want to give them all that. And I feel really bad that he had to put these people in these situations to do so, to even make them benefit. I mean, the Megan and the band people and everything else are going to come out with some weird allegations, just as the same as everybody else.
It's crazy too. Day 26 is debut album. I think I don't know how many years it'll be out. Might have been 15 year anniversary was actually yesterday.
I didn't realize that. That was the anniversary.
And you know what also was an anniversary or something really important? Monday?
What?
Biggie's death.
No. Really?
Oh, yeah.
What?
You didn't see Mace and Cam on their show?
No.
Yeah, Mace started laughing because Cam was like, yeah, it's been a year to look back for you. And then Mace was like, God may not always show up when you call him, but he always right on time.
I've always heard that like people are saying like in air quotes allegedly that Diddy had a hand in that because I don't know. Listen to Biggie because he's like one of my favorite artists of the past. Where it's kind of like I don't think he would play with a lot of that stuff. And like sometimes when you try to check your friends and he's like aha, and then allegedly, but to keep things going just a little further. So Dave Chappelle was not blowing what he was doing on his show out of proportion. He was literally enacting real things Diddy would do. Mm-hmm. Getting Cambodian breast milk. We think that's strange, but I think he was really trying to tell us something.
Yeah. No, the only thing I don't like about this whole situation, and I'm going to keep on saying, even though I think he probably is guilty of all this stuff that he's been accused of, I'm going to keep on saying allegedly. But it seems like the speed with this is like just creates a type of wildfire where you're seeing Homeland Security raid his house and then all these different things coming up. What happened to the Epstein list?
Dude.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's all a cover up. It's all a cover up.
I mean, you wouldn't be surprised if he's on that list though too.
But there are plenty of other people who also are on that list, and it seems like that's just kind of been tucked away.
That has been tucked away. No updates on that.
So to further more of that, I love where you're going to further that. What do you think Diddy has on other people? Because I think there's more stuff he has on other people. Once again,
didn't he just?
He's I'll Be Sure thing that came out. Have you heard about that? Because Bad Boy was started with like 4 or 5 artists, and I'll Be Sure is like one of the last people that are still alive from this like label that started basically Bad Boy. Because I'll Be Sure, Diddy, a couple of different artists were a part of it. And as soon as people started talking out about Diddy, they somehow like started dying. But I'll Be Sure was one of the last ones that survived like a near-death experience, and he was one of them that was also holding back a lot of stuff about Diddy.
Now, I'll say this. I think part of it, and people are speculating whether or not this is the case, he recently had a split with a parent liquor company that he was doing business with, and then from
there... Is that Ciroc?
I don't believe it was Ciroc. It was the parent company of
Ciroc. Parent
Yes.
I got it.
I
know Robert just stockpiles of Ciroc saved up.
Are you a Ciroc boy?
No. First and foremost, hey, y'all.
Big time Ciroc boy.
I'm wearing. Y'all see his pants? Diddy leather.
Wait, hold on. You saw it in his closet?
I see what you did there.
I mean, you said it's Diddy leather. I'm just trying to figure out how
I've seen enough Bad Boy videos to know that, hey, that's a bad boy right there.
It's kangaroo.
What the fuck?
You have to wonder too, like if some of the people that are like, you said Biggie is your favorite artist, one of them, and then like Tupac with Suge and everything else, they tried to start their own things outside of the labels that they were trapped into. Why were they doing that if they felt like they were making so much money and they're comfortable? Because they wanted to break apart from those labels because they didn't want to be associated with these people because they probably already knew how they were acting.
Well, Pac was broke when he died.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think the thing I just want to throw in here too as well, where it's at least my piece with it is like, one, I know there's like a lot of jokes with it and things like that. I'm saying jokes, things like that, but I think so many people, it's just sad, like they're rooting for this, like, oh, I'm glad the empire's being teared down, or I guess I'm just taking a step back, looking at the bigger picture of like, hey, I get it, like certain music we're gonna have to edit around, things like that, but like this person has influenced so much of culture. It's kind of like sad that it had to end this way,
Mm-hmm.
It's just very sad that, he had so many opportunities to stop. He had so much, and once again, and allegedly, the 90s wasn't, there's people have done things because like even you have 50 Cent talking about like, does Jay-Z have any involvement with this? What?
And I'm not gonna lie, that's so corny to me. 50 doing that, because that stuff in that realm, I'm never gonna place that on another man's name. Like I know 50 trolls and jokes a lot, unless you're gonna outright say he did X, Y, Z. Don't even play around with putting that on my name.
I think for me, it's just sad that it's going down like this, and all the people that has been affected. So
yeah, and you start to think like how many other industries have been affected by this. We've seen it with music. I don't know if you guys seen that new Dan Snyder Nickelodeon documentary that's come out talking about like I think it's called Quiet on Set.
Yeah,
talking about like the life of like the kid stars on Nickelodeon and all that.
Yeah,
you start to think is this just like everywhere? Like there were always rumors, but now it's like finally coming to surface.
But that kind of speaks to what I was saying though, Carlos, because like this is a trending thing now. A lot of people are tuned into this documentary. 2 months from now, no one's gonna talk about it.
100%.
Unfortunately,
100%. Yeah. No one talks about R. Kelly anymore.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like
it's
he's out of sight, out of mind.
it's
But like
intentionally at that point, because like you think about it, it's like we don't want to give him the more praise than what he's.
Yeah.
It's like. Again, they always say like publicity and everything because like you're just talking about it means you're promoting it unintentionally. That's why we don't talk about it.
Yeah,
like, we delete it from everything else because we don't want to give them that praise.
Yeah, I think that's the distinction. Like people intentionally don't talk about R. Kelly, where I think that would just be like, oh, well, it happened.
True. Then that's what's going back to what you were saying with the Epstein stuff. Oh, well, that happened.
And
everybody goes mountain.
Yeah, I don't mean to make it a race thing either, but it's just like kind of crazy to me how.
I'll just say this. I find it very interesting, ironic, not to get too political, where Trump owes a lot of money. And now magically, now we're talking about Diddy going to jail. I also think that Diddy has a lot of stuff on a lot of like higher up elected officials to make it like we need to go get this stuff and see what he has on people. Because to have that type of monopoly, like it's not just Carisha, Cassie. Like I'm pretty sure. Like, just think about this. He got tipped off that they were coming. Like, you got to know somebody.
Yeah.
You know? But that's just my own head canon.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Trump's selling Bibles right now.
Bro, that is I don't play no games about that. I said he's a water.
The Air Force One thing that he's trying to drop right now is just kind of like, what the hell are you doing? What you coming to?
No.
Those things
and
are
the guy,
ridiculous.
Donald Trump has a picture of himself on
He's
the crossover.
hilarious.
Now, see, last week when I said I was choosing not to vote in the presidential election, you looked at me crazy. How am I supposed to take this stuff serious when we got one clown doing this type of stuff and another one's at the podium drooling every other week?
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah.
Wonderful time for a segue.
Yeah, you want me to take over?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. From Mr. Diddy to Mr. Ohtani. We're gonna steer ourselves into the realm of sports betting. So it's been in the news for about a week or so now. Essentially, what came out was the Dodgers had fired Shohei Ohtani's interpreter, who he had been working with since he came to the league and played for originally the LA Angels. And the reason they had fired him was because he was involved with a Los Angeles betting organization and had owed someone in the realm of, I believe, $4.5 million that essentially was paid out through wire funds from Shohei Ohtani's bank account. So, now the interesting part here, I don't know how much a professional translator makes. Let's say huge overestimation, $1 million a year. That's still not really enough line of credit to have a debt of around, over $4 million.
Let me tell you what I'll be translating for that.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
And then Shohei Ohtani came out, I believe yesterday, on the 26th or 25th, did his first interview since the whole situation came down, and essentially said he had never placed any sports bets and he had never paid that money. So he's claiming that essentially he was hacked and that money just disappeared out of his bank account, even though it was clearly logged in through him. The files show it had to be logged in through him. It was wired. It was confirmed through his phone number. You
can't speak English.
Got two-factor confirmed.
Can't speak English.
Listen. like I'm a Dodgers fan, so we're not gonna do too much on this.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
The season just started. I mean, come on, we gotta.
So this is so interesting. Right before the season, man, it just writes itself.
I feel like it's all BS, and free Ohtani.
Free Ohtani.
But nah, it's a tricky situation to be in though. Like, for my own selfish reasons, I hope this thing just goes away and that his former interpreter gets hit with the book, but
Takes the fall.
yeah.
You know, and I think that is what's going to happen. I think Ohtani's too important to the league. I think he's too valuable of an asset, and for a league that makes up their own rules the way they want to, like MLB, he'll walk away scot-free, and his interpreter will do life in prison. No, I'm joking. He's probably not even going to go to prison.
He's probably
Because is betting illegal?
I was gonna say, what was he actually?
Exactly. I don't think betting's illegal in LA.
Yeah.
They're gonna extradite him.
So he just won't work in Major League Baseball again.
Yeah, which is fun.
So this opens up a pretty good question where it's like, I ain't gonna say what's been on the internet because that's not fair. But like, what do y'all think in hoops? Like, if something comes out about LeBron, do you think Adam Silver is gonna cover it up?
Yes,
They
absolutely.
were talking about the
Absolutely.
same thing back in the day with like NBA has been such a big like pulse in the culture right now because now that WNBA finally is getting some recognition. Back when like the whole Brittany Garner thing happened, right? Or was it, sorry, was it Brittany or was it
Brittany Griner?
Brittany Griner that happened? Like if it was Stephen Curry or LeBron James, they would have been out like immediately because they were so important to the league. But now that the WNBA is now at that aspect, that's what's happening with hoops. It depends on how important they are to the culture of America. Like, I mean, if it was a smaller player, then no. But if they were like a player that meant so much to the league,
Are they going to the game?
Such as
Jontay Porter, who's another scumbag.
Whoa!
Who's getting hit with betting cases, insider trading information, essentially. Jontay takes it to the next level. I think Ohtani will walk scot-free. Jontay might actually face some issues here. So what Jontay was doing was he had a Discord, I believe, that people would pay to join, and he would tell them, like, hey, here's trade rumors. Hey, take these unders or take these overs. Specifically, hey, take that Jontay Porter's going to take less than 3 shots this game. And guess what? He took 1 shot and then had to come out of the game because his eye hurt.
so shaving points.
So he was purposely coming out of games with reoccurring injuries, purposely taking like bad shots.
getting ejected like a player for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. Tay had
we can talk about it. We can talk about it.
Tay had so Draymond got ejected in 3 minutes in today's game with a double technical foul or double technicals called on him. Tay's thinking that's cooking the books.
I mean, seemed kind of suspicious to me that he was arguing that vehemently about a call that wasn't even called on him. I'm no genius, but it just seemed kind of fishy to me.
I mean, you have to look at the bet line, I guess. You have to see
So the reason
what stack up.
What triggered the investigation in Jontay was that the under for either his minutes or his shots, I can't remember which one, but took an immediate spike up before the game, and then it paid out, and it was for that day the highest paying bet of the day. Which it's like I'm an NBA fan. I watch NBA every day. I didn't even know Jontay Porter's on the Raptors. I knew he was Michael Porter's brother. I knew he played for Missouri. I didn't know he was on the Raptors.
Yeah.
So who's taking that bet? People that are in the know on his Discord paying him to take that bet.
Especially because like the Raptors are not really well folded of a team this year. Like,
No, they're ass.
And even if they were, he's just like
He's like a 10 minutes a game guy.
Yeah, he's a fringe NBA player.
He's a two-way contract guy. Yeah.
So what's worse? Like, so he's probably not going to be in the league anymore, right?
Oh, hell
Yeah,
no.
nah.
Too much liability to sign him.
It's probably cut at this point.
So we can give LiAngelo Ball a try.
Never.
I'll take Ball.
Thank you. He just stole
Ball movement. As LeVar said.
Ball
Part of the big
control.
baller brand over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna happen. Would you be surprised though if LeBron was sports betting?
No, because all these.
Don't worry. The LeBron scandal will come out.
Let me make sure I say this.
The steroid scandal will be brought to forefront.
Y'all can see this. I didn't say this. I did not say this. So all I'm saying is I think something's gonna come out with LeBron. I don't think it's gonna be like really bad, but it's like we gotta give him, his flowers. We don't have our LeBron.
That's all.
replacement.
That's all we do.
Huh?
That's all we do.
I mean, you have somebody in the league like Vince Carter that's been around for a long time that stayed in the league, but not as relevant as LeBron. But LeBron invests a lot of money into his health. I mean, you invest $1 million into your health a year.
It's a lot of steroids.
I'm
just saying.
Also,
You guys,
if you have
I
a good
did say
trainer
it.
and you have
I
good
said it.
nutrition and
I
everything else
did
like
say it.
I did.
you could be good. I mean,
Say it again.
The muscle pills.
LeBron James, look at the camera. LeBron James is on steroids. I would say
Senator. Senator. I was
like-
never on steroids.
allegedly.
I just got bigger and stronger the older.
you're acting like it's Barry Bonds. My head got huge and everything else like that.
Like Jimmy, do you guys know who Jimmy High Roller is?
Yeah.
You know who Jimmy High Roller is. Actually, local guy from Vancouver. Shout out to Jimmy.
Oh, you from here?
He's from Vancouver.
I never knew it. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Really cool guy. But he made a video kind of exposing LeBron and some of the steroid accusations against him. Cleared up that he was a LeBron fan and everything, but like these are kind of hard to fight. Guess what happened? That video got 10 million views, and then he had to take it down.
See,
The LeBron PR team came after
It's
him.
kind of intriguing too. He's never had a 27-7 game.
huh?
Oh, it's his average, but he's never actually had that. Yeah.
In all the games he's played in his NBA career, he's never had that stat line.
Interesting.
That's like the Blazers.
Winning.
No, not having.
I mean, how are we doing
fired.
against Atlanta right now? I've up in that last check, but then I hope they get to 20 wins this year. Let's go.
Oh, wait, they're not at 20 wins.
They're
yet?
19 wins right now.
No, we don't
they're
want.
not.
We don't want 20 wins. We want Charlotte to have 20 wins. I want a better pick.
Want a better pick? I mean, yeah, we have more
I want
chances.
Cody
for-
Williams.
Nobody in the draft
I mean,
right now.
yeah, that's why it's like we have
say that
we have
now.
a weak draft right now.
Until we find who we
Say
see.
that now.
Okay,
Okay.
Bronny.
Fuck no.
Yes!
Honestly,
Let him ride.
hey, Cos,
Let him ride
no.
at USC.
Cause like real talk, if he does come out
Okay.
and the Blazers have the number 1 overall pick,
Oh, we're not taking him number one.
no, just thinking about this. All right, you know more. You know more than likely, LeBron. There'd at least be a meeting that happens about him playing on the same team as him.
Yeah.
So like,
Would you entertain it
No,
in
I
a
don't-
down
I
draft?
don't need a 40-year-old LeBron on the Trailblazers. No, I'm sorry.
I mean,
don't.
He still might be
you
the
had a
great.
40-year-old Pau Gasol that didn't play. A
He
game,
still-
and he still did pretty decent.
And even
as a
at
coach.
even at 40 years old, he still
How about
might.
this? How
He
about
still
this?
might be the best player to ever
the
put that jersey
Blazers,
on.
the Blazers have 2 first-round picks. The second one being the Warriors, which will probably be like 15th, 16th. If Bronny's available at that point, I would throw a flyer for like the 16th, the 20th pick.
I mean, that was a Nasir Little, and he turned out pretty well. I mean, he was
Who?
a
He
13th,
what?
16th pick. Nasir Little.
He what?
He was like a six. He turned
No,
out-
no.
Yeah,
He
he
wa-
turned out pretty well, like as a player. He had some. Great
I'm not a
dunks and
Nasir
great
Little guy.
moments.
Great.
I was a fan of him.
Great.
I would.
He's
I would.
better- I mean, he's doing better.
I would
than,
take-
Scoot at the moment. To be honest,
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I saw
Come
Scoot
on.
live. He was dribbling the. He needs more experience.
Nah,
Yes,
sit-
he's gonna do good. There's
Luke
more
Babbitt
experience.
was a better Blazer than Nasir Little.
Ignite.
Whoa,
what?
whoa.
Oh,
Mr.
here we
Chalupa.
go.
Mr. Chalupa.
I remember.
Scoot's
Was that
gonna be
100
better with more
points?
experience.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah,
100 points.
100 points.
Man.
Now it's a funny thing about it. It's a 6-piece chicken McNugget with a $2 purchase for 100 points.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Beat me over the head.
Poverty,
Yeah.
poverty franchise.
Poverty franchise.
Like I recently went
and
to a
proud
game.
of it.
I recently went to a game. We were courtside. And I went to somebody from New York, and they're like, Madison Square Garden's sold out no matter what every game.
Yeah.
He goes, how many empty seats there are in this stadium right now?
It's
freaking
Portland.
insane.
It's not MSG. Like, wait, it's
But, like,
it's
it's-
the Moda
But, he
Center.
goes- but he's like, how dedicated are your fans are? Like, Portland's known about dedicated fans. Where are your fans at? Like, I'm here, but like, yeah.
That would never happen at Providence Park. I'll tell you that.
Providence Park, yeah, true.
Uh,
I don't know. It's like
There have
it,
been some
it shows
empty
like
games
yes,
there, too.
there are some people like the people that are there, like they do the things like this person's been here for 26 years as a fan. That's cool, but like where are the other empty seats at?
I'll just say this. In these down years, I think Portland really misses out on the opportunity to like have that strong fan base where like they have so many creatives in here to fill those seats to have different nights where like I've always wanted to do like Play No Games night, where it's kind of like there are, like a business shirt on the back of it, and then you have local people perform where we're getting people in the seats, and then it just looks different because like when you go to like back east and things like that, it's just like you just feel that.
I would love like a open commentary, because we're here right now. Open commentary nights from a Play No Games podcast standpoint. We're like live commentary at a game from the Play No Games.
I've said we need a live stream. They're watching something.
That'd be fun.
If we watch the Blazer game, then I could explain to you guys why I watch this
why
team.
You put yourself through this type of pain.
Exactly. That would actually be pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, that would be really funny.
I'll
My thing is
bring
like we're
some
still
wine.
down by 10
I'm
at
down.
halftime. We could catch back up. Like I know that. Like
Yeah.
You know what I would love for you to do though?
What?
Lead the charge, and the Motor City needs to be more aggressive. Like
It does need more aggressive.
Like-
We need.
like that needs to be an uncomfortable.
And I think the
environment
NBA
for
will do
opposing
this.
teams.
This is such a side tangent here, but the Clippers are doing it. I mentioned this before, and it's an Instagram clip. They're doing the fan wall. I think more NBA teams are going to adapt to that because they're going to see really great success with that. So I think a portion behind the hoop will NBA teams will slowly trickle that as like the fan section, so which will mean general admission. So it's a one price you get in. Best seat available is who shows up earliest, just like the Timbers Army. So it's GA. Let's say it's a set price of $40, but if you show up early, you're on courtside.
Yeah. That's not
Oh damn!
You get the clappers, you get whatever to like distract, whatever. You get shirts, you get like it's a whole fan experience.
No Diddy, right?
Yeah, but like something else, like tonight, Gary Neville, the head coach of the Timbers, the manager, he's doing an open like Q&A at a brewery on the east side by Eastmoreland.
You won't see Chauncey Billup doing that.
No, but it's like stuff like you see that in the soccer, even in England, where these like $1 million players and coaches go and they like
hang out.
go to a bar and they're like, come through if you want to ask questions, all this.
Segue though, like we did have PJ Tucker come through the Lulu Thursdays.
Oh,
last
really?
Thursday. He was just kicking it for
He
a
was
while.
everywhere last week.
Yeah.
Index too.
He was at Silk Road too.
And he
like
went
the
to
new,
he went to
like,
he went to
Lulu
brown
bar,
he went to brown
yeah.
sugar too.
Yeah,
That
he
guy
was
likes
boun-
Portland.
He likes Portland. He's just bouncing around. But on top of that, what I'm ready to play no games about is like the thing that funny how Portland was like very in the spotlight about was when James Harden tried to block Kawhi Leonard's shot, and that's all Portland got like notified for like the nationally at least, because there was a national televised game on ESPN when Portland played the Clippers last week, and James Harden tried to block Kawhi Leonard's shot.
That game was nationally televised.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't see the clip?
That was the
Oh,
first game,
that-
right? That was the Wednesday game?
Yeah, that was a Wednesday
That's how
game.
much of a joke he thought the game was.
Yeah.
Hey, the Friday game was closer.
But
against the
the Wednesday
Clippers.
game,
What,
like
what was the result?
after the
We lost.
after the
Good.
first
Well,
quarter,
good we lost.
yeah,
I'm
after
try-
the first quarter on
I'm
Wednesday, I was
trying
like,
to
we got
tank.
a shot. We're good. We're not that bad. Like, oh, cool. We're holding our own against them. And then all of a sudden, they just took off. And then, like, when there's so much of a joke that, like, when James Harden's just like, I'm going to try to contest my own teammate's shot. Like, nah.
And see, like, if y'all had this type of commitment last year, y'all might have had Wembanyama right now.
I tried, man. I tried. I made calls. I did everything I could. We were one ball away.
Anywho, I think this is a phenomenal segue for our last topic. I'll give it to you, my man.
Okay, so recently, or I think it was Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, it was the last couple of days. Forgive me, it's been a long day. Cenat, he was live streaming.
Cenat?
Cenat, sorry, I always butcher. I always butcher his last name. Forgive me, y'all. Anyway, she's doing his live stream with Tyla. I'm sure some of you may have heard her music before. Had a smash single this past summer called Water.
Make me swim.
Oh, that's her?
Yeah.
Actually, thank you for I didn't know who that was until you said
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
You a hater.
he tried to. That was crazy. He tried to smoothly ask her on a date, and she kind of chuckled, and he was like, "So what's up?" And then she was like, "Well, I mean, why would we do that? Like, we're friends." So, with Bob being the relationship guru here on the show, I want to ask, can you give some words of advice or just your opinion, and you can reflect back on some past experiences you've had? How do you deal with rejection?
Well, rejection is tough, you know. Sometimes you got to take the LeBron James approach because, you know, he's been rejected out of the playoffs multiple times and the finals. But, anywho, I thought I was getting a response out of you out of that.
I mean,
Maybe
rejected out of the playoffs.
4 times.
Yeah.
He came close.
Out of 21 years, I mean,
He been to the.
those were pretty good odds.
That's a big reach.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave basketball in mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would just say one. I think he might have been trolling. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't think so at all. He didn't has Tiana Trump out. He didn't has like multiple women.
I think that's his gimmick when he's on these streams. Where like when he had Nicki on, like he was like one.
Rob, you see her?
Huh?
You know what she looks like?
Nicki Minaj?
No, well, her too, but Tyla.
Yeah, I've seen Tyla.
You think he was trolling for real?
No, but like you miss 100% of the shots you
don't take.
Or when Nicki Minaj looks at you, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, that says some other different shit.
She definitely says that. I'll just say this. I think it has to be a rite of passage for men to be rejected because some men in our culture don't know how to deal with rejection. So I think it's sometimes really good to have these things documented where it's like, it's okay to be rejected. It's okay to, sit with those uncomfortable feelings. Now, do I honestly think, I still think he was trolling, but like if he wasn't, I think there's an opportunity for him to like, all right, a whole bunch of people have seen me like ask women out.
Thousands.
I have to do a different
Millions.
approach.
Millions.
Because I don't think they're taking him seriously. And then and then on that where it's kind of like when you step to a chick, it's intentionality. And intentionality is, like this is serious to me, but
So what's the playbook, Bob? Like, how do you say you step to check?
We really doing this. This
And they kind of like just say no. How do you respond to that?
If someone says no?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think it's if someone says no, and I'll kind of use some experiences with me where it's kind of like, I have a boyfriend. I have a husband. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate your time, and, you have a good night. And I think it's like keeping it real. Keeping it real. On the
now, how do you respond if they're like, but we're just friends, Robert?
Hey, look here. I ain't Ron Stoppable. I don't deal with that shit. We're not friends. I was playing. You just don't know. It's like it's okay to like get those like answers and then figure it out. Where it's kind of like you don't know when you're walking across the club to that girl if she's booed up with somebody or open for a relationship. Like it takes a lot of courage to walk across the room, and I think you can't see that as an L because like how many people just wait. And they're like kicking with their boys, being like, like
wall posting all night, like
exactly.
Like, oh damn, she fine, bro.
That shit's lame.
I seen like a funny like reel online where like if we make eye contact 3 times, just come up and talk to me. Yeah. Like easy as that. Like I mean, we're making eye contact and not once, but like a few times we're just like okay, we kind of like do a little shimmy or like kind of a vibe. You could feel it. I feel like you could definitely feel if you have an energy going on, and like especially if you make that incentive to like, oh, well, I could see that we're connecting at least in somewhat of an aspect. I could come up and just say, what's up? Not
to cut your knowledge as a DJ, how do you navigate a room? Because like you're outside, but you can't necessarily.
He's asking for the game.
Usually I try my best to help people out. Like, I feel the energy of the room and I play the energy to the room. Usually I play a little bit more on the femme side, so it makes it a lot more easier for femmes to feel comfortable. And that's what I always try to do is make people feel comfortable. I want people not to feel like they're pressured for anything else like that. I want it to feel natural. If you can make it feel natural for like a connection to happen, especially if you set that energy as a DJ for the connection to happen, then that's the goal of everybody else. It's like people come out to the club basically or to the bars to try to find somebody or not even that or just to let the night out. And so you have that energy where you play that energy where like, oh, I could walk up to somebody and it's not just like some weird like, oh yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, that's a book.
Yeah, let's go. Like some hard ass hip hop right in the moment when you're trying to make a move. It's not the energy. You have to feel it the people. Like when people are making moves on each other, you want to make sure it's a good vibe. So,
you took a Jason Kidd approach to that question. What I meant though was if you scratching or spinning. And you see something that catches your eye across the room.
Oh, like my approach.
Yeah. Are you just gonna let?
Trained.
No,
are you gonna let like a whole album play? Like, all right, after this.
No, they usually come up to me.
Oh.
And usually people come up to me, but then like they start a conversation and like usually start to trend. Like, hey, how's it going? What's your name? Let me follow you. Okay. And then we can talk a little bit more outside of it. Because when I'm DJing, I'm locked in. Like I usually have maybe about 30 seconds. Rob knows that. I usually when he comes to set this up, I usually have like 30 seconds at a time before I'm working on my next transition. I'm like, what's up? Let's go. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. And I'm back at it. Because, like, my mind's focused on my job. I'm hired to do a thing. I'm hired to create an energy. I'm not going to fuck up the energy because I'm trying to holler at somebody because I'm not going to be asked back the next week.
Facts.
Shit.
You know, there's a statement around DJs, though, right?
Yeah. There is, like, we're players. Well, that's the funny thing about it is, like, dating profiles to itself. They see I'm a DJ and it's like immediately X. I'm just like, well, you've not met the type of DJ I am because like I care about my job. I'm honest with it. I care about my job.
It's like DJs and barbers. Those are the two like huge red flags.
DJs and barbers.
Now I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all because like we're talking like how to take rejection, right? Or like I feel like people get this wrong where like you can take rejection like, oh cool, I appreciate you know have a good night, but don't be a sucker about it. Now I'm gonna tell y'all a story because I'm gonna keep it a band because it still crawls up my skin. So I'm at the local, what was it called before it's called Jackie's?
Century.
I was at the local Century one time, and I was with the boys. Now, there was this fine, chocolatey black woman, and I went up there, and not a simple alert, but literally, I was like, let me buy her a drink. And my intention was like, let me get a conversation, and that's it. And if it goes beyond that, whatever.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Exactly. So I buy her a drink, we have a conversation, and like, you know, my goal is like, all right, let me get your number, let's talk. So, you know, I got that cold mouthpiece. So, you know, I did, got the number. So we're talking for a little bit, and a couple days go by, and, you know, I push that button, I go a little forward. I'm like, let's go on a date. You know, I got you, you know. And then I get no response. I got ghosted. I kept it playing. I was upset a little bit because I thought we was vibing. But, you know, sometimes you lose, and that's okay. Now, this is where things get spicy. I was at the local Century, and I was in the front of the line. So what happens on Saturday nights when it comes to Century or Jackie's? It's a thick-ass line, right?
Yeah.
So me and my boys, we at the front, and then I see some delicious milky chocolate walking on down.
A milky chocolate?
Yeah.
It was milk or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Nothing wrong with this.
So anyway, home girl I was talking to, so it's been like a week and some change, right? And her friend are walking down. She smooths over. She slides in. She's like, hey, Rob, how you doing? I was like, hey.
Man,
Wait, the story gets good. She's like, oh, it's been so great. How have you been doing? I've been doing great. And can me and my friend, can we get right here with you? And I was like, you know, the line is at the other end over there, right? And I was like, I'll text you about it. And she was like,
Ooh,
and you know what she did?
There's the passive aggressiveness of Portland right here.
Clickety, clackety. And she went to the back.
Oh, shit.
Sometimes you can't burn every bridge. Because, listen, I'll keep it a band. We could have went on a date and nothing would have happened. And she would have said her piece and things like that. Because, you know, first date, I do still believe that, you know, men, we should do that. You know, it's an uncomfortable truth. You know, we have to do it, whatever. But we could have been friends, and I would have, girl, come over here.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you a question, though, before we wrap up. When you asked her if you could take her on a date, if she said, you know what, Rob, I appreciate you. You seem like a nice guy, just not interested. If she then came up to you in line and asked if she could jump in the line with you, what would your response have been?
Ooh, you said, say it.
If she responded and didn't go shoot and just said, you know what, I think you're a nice guy, I'm just not interested.
Oh, we've been cool. Cool.
She could have jumped in the line with you?
Cool.
Okay.
We could be cool. But the fact that you thought I was wheeling the lump, text me back, and then you can get to the front of the line. And what happened?
Feels like a little bit like some Drake type stuff right here.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm a petty MF, so like,
Respect yourself.
I like this. I like
Yeah, I
this.
like
Respect
You
yourself.
let the dog come out.
I did text you that little bit where Drake's DJing at Dave and Buster's.
Oh,
Chilling over there.
yeah.
It's like, I was like, I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I was just like, could you imagine your ass just going over there like you denied Drake or something else like that? You go there, it's like Dave and Buster's like, is that fucking Drake just DJing at fucking David.
Hey, the way Kendrick did it.
There's no big three. There's just the big one right there with Kendrick. And
Big is the
Sean,
what?
And then Big Sean tried to like, oh, I'm not trying to compete with that. I was like, man, you're not doing anything.
What Kendrick did to Big Sean was dirty.
I really hate that Big Sean's become like the butt of hip hop jokes.
He's done it to himself, man.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, because like,
He hasn't been consistent enough. Apparently.
but this is the thing. There are thousands upon thousands of artists that would give their right arm to have his career. Like he's had probably
Janae.
five #1 albums, multiple hits, and even though I'm not the biggest Big Sean fan, like bro, you still had like a pretty damn good career to say you've been around since 08.
You're seeing a resurgence, like Big Sean, Bryson Tiller is now having his resurgence with everything else like that. Because like Bryson Tiller had a couple flops with his albums, like Anniversary.
Hold on. Anniversary.
Anniversary was solid.
Anniversary has some heel on it.
Come on.
The mixtapes after Anniversary that he just
Now the Christmas BS and that was like
Those mixtapes were dope as fuck.
Christmas trash. Anniversary. I'm gonna fight you on that. I'm gonna die on that hill. That got me through it.
Nothing-
If you've dealt,
nothing was whatever the second album he dropped in between Trap Soul and that.
That one was mid.
That
yeah,
was mid.
Thank you.
that was
Anniversary.
that was spotty. It needed to be condensed down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But now I'm loving what he's dropping now. It's crazy. as fuck.
Cornball versus Cornball. Who's had a better career, Big Sean or Logic?
Big Sean.
Big Sean,
Shut the fuck.
clearly.
Big Sean.
I mean,
Are you
Logic
Are-
sold a lot
Logic's-
more.
Are you
Logic's-
smoking crack?
Logic's sold a lot more. I'm gonna go.
I decided like
I'm saying career. I'm not saying
Yes.
discography.
longevity is Big Sean because Big
Are-
Sean's been
and
around
are you-
since Finally Famous. Big Sean's been around before. I mean, even with like I remember like 2012, like dropped a lot of Big Sean stuff in the car with mixtapes and stuff like that. Logic had like one remix to like what was it, that dance song? What was it?
Yeah.
I can't even think of the name of the song. That's why it's like.
And when you say he sold a lot more, are you talking about album sales or record sold period in terms of like singles?
just like status wise.
All of it. I'm gonna say net worth. Logic is greater than Big Sean.
His net worth, he actually might be because
Yeah, his
Big
production level is pretty big.
Big Sean was getting juked in his contracts for one. But all right,
I just said career.
yeah. Does Logic have any song? Like if I'm writing the history story of hip hop in the 2010s, does Logic have any song that I have to put in there? Because Sean has a few.
Under Pressure.
Ew. And don't
I think
say
that-
that suicide song.
No,
God,
not the
don't
Suicide song.
dare
No,
say
I
that.
don't like the Suicide
Under
song.
pressure.
I will say. I do think. A couple.
Now you're a DJ. Has anybody ever requested you to play that?
No.
Exactly.
And they won't.
I mean,
It's not a club.
Because I don't fuck with you.
I mean, that finally famous album had like 5 hits.
That's what I'm saying.
Would play all the time, and on top of finally famous, like you had all the mixes.
Dark Sky Paradise.
Yeah, Dark Sky Paradise. That's when he dropped his true Dark Sky Paradise. That's
thought
when
that
he's
was
a
his only good
dope ass
album.
rapper.
No.
No, but he dropped another one that was just a bunch of like, what was it? It was a bunch of like freestyles and everything else out the Dark Sky Paradise. That was just as dope as fuck. Detroit.
That was before, but yeah, Detroit was that's a
Mixtape
fire
too.
mixtape.
Yeah.
Detroit Mixtape 2 was.
Detroit 2 was just. I mean, the production. That,
I like
the features he had
Nipsey's verse
was
on it,
sick.
but yeah.
The features he had on Detroit 2 was dope, but like Detroit 2 itself, it was kind of like when he started like to kind of fall down a little bit more.
That's when Janae wrapped them tentacles around him. He's like,
Oh, and 88 project too.
Oh yeah,
that was fire.
Both of them together when they did the 88 project, Janae and Big Sean.
Thank you.
That fire, that project, like every song because Janae.
I don't know.
elevated
I've never just been able to get into Logic's like cosplaying Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake in different points of his career.
Logic.
And then also I'm too black for the white side of me. I'm too white for
100%. The funny thing about it is like the one song from Logic I did play was perfect, but I didn't play the verse from Logic. I played the verse from ASAP Ferg and the verse from Lil Wayne. Like I didn't play Logic's verse. I just played perfect because the beat was sick and those 2 verses are fire.
I'll just end with this. I think, I just look at Logic differently a little bit now because, I know he has his qualms with his dad, but to have him on his podcast like that and to be like, you weren't there for me, Dad. And like, I'll be like, whoa. Why does this have to be filmed? Like, this is your little kink. And then you're saying, nigga, see?
Bro.
I that will never
No,
sit well with me.
He went off the deep end. Like
And not-
four or 5 years ago, he really went off the deep end.
And not even just the podcast. It seems like anytime he gets in front of a mic, he takes great pleasure in just airing out anything that happened with his family, between like stuff his sisters went through with sexual assault, like his father's drug usage.
Respectfully, if I have a beef with someone I'm close with, things like that, unless like we both agree to have like a pretty safe conversation on camera, then I'll do it. But like now, I can talk to you directly. I will call you if I have a problem. I will call you or you. So.
And I mean, if it's well known, that's a different thing too. Like if it's a well known thing that we have a beef and we want to talk about on camera, just because we want to address it, that's a different story too.
Can we clip this part just so it can get packed up in a poll?
I think the audio's still recording, but sure.
Okay. Poll's gonna look crazy.
It will. No, it will. Charlie's gonna win that.
I just hope it's in there. But if not, we'll figure it out. Yeah. You know, I want to say really quick, just to get out of here, I appreciate y'all, all of y'all like family to me, and my man. We will have our conversation before you leave. I really appreciate you blessing the show again and just shooting the shit with us today.
Hell yeah. I'm going to do a big goodbye party, and I'm going to invite all y'all to it. I mean, it's going to be something that, you know, we wanted to represent my time here in Portland.
And you better not be spinning. I need you hanging out and chilling.
I'll be spinning / I mean,
do a short set. Just hop in.
I have 4 sets in the world before I leave. So, like, I'm trying to bank this paper before I go, because I'm going to New York, and I got to make sure I have the paper before I go out there.
Real.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I'm Cartier Bob.
Tay Ford.
I'm
DJ Honest. I thought we were going to the world.
No, that's fair.
He's so used to.
I'm used to being the third. And I'm Kos.
All right. And this is Play No Games.
Yeah.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.